There's our wonderful pilot. This is the dude right there.
At 10 minutes past 12, it happens. Experts at the National Transportation Safety Board are notified of the escalating emergency.
17 emergency.
Henry 17, say again?
When a pilot declares an emergency.
The Learjet carrying Payne, Stewart, and 5 other people. It drops below the radar. But the pilots are still struggling for control. Payne Stewart's Learjet has slammed into a hayfield in South Dakota. There are no survivors.
Plane started to go into these big perturbations, dive and then climb, dive and then climb.
Then we'd take that information and we would calculate the weight and balance on the airplane and make sure that it was all correct.
3 members of the family gospel group, the Nelons, have been killed in a plane crash.
Alaskan cruise. We are on our way. We just landed in Nebraska.
Are aware of the tragic news of the plane crash
Nebraska City.
Friday that took the lives of Nathan and Amber Kistler, the Nelons, and other friends of theirs.
This is Larry.
This is the co-pilot.
This is the co-pilot.
He handles everything.
The car rides, the miles and miles we walked together, conversations.
And so our first stop, and then we're stopping.
I told Steph yesterday I went to the hospital to visit and I can't even get on an elevator.
3 members of the Nelons family gospel group creepy last words on plane crash. Going down, don't kill me. Please don't kill me. That's the most horrifying and haunting last words I heard in a plane crash recording. The gospel music community is in mourning. 3 members of the Nelons, a Grammy-nominated family gospel group, died in a private plane crash in Wyoming that claimed the lives of all 7 people aboard July 26. Singers Kelly Nelon Clark, 64, husband Jason Clark, and their daughter Amber Nelon Kistler, 35, were killed along with the latter's husband Nathan Kistler, 34, the Georgia-based band's assistant, Melody Hodges, plus the pilot Larry Haney and his wife Melissa Haney, Gaither Management Group said in a statement. One of the best-loved gospel music families in America, the company said. The Nelons were involved in a tragic, fatal plane crash on Friday afternoon on their way to join the Gaither homecoming cruise to Alaska. Kelly and Jason's youngest daughter, fellow Nelons singer Autumn Nelon Streetman, 27, who had traveled separately to the cruise along with her husband Jamie Streetman. Following the crash, Autumn, who was in the 2nd trimester of her pregnancy with the couple's first child, thanked fans for their support. Thank you for the prayers that have been extended already to me, my husband Jamie, and our soon-to-be-born baby boy, as well as Jason's parents, Dan and Linda Clark, she wrote on Instagram. We appreciate your continued prayers, love, and support as we navigate the coming days. The single-engine Pilatus PC-12 aircraft had flown from Georgia to Nebraska City, NEP, the morning of July 26 and then took off again that afternoon, headed for another stop in Billings, Mott, according to flight records obtained by E! News. Read. WSB-TV in Atlanta reported that the National Transportation Safety Board and Federal Aviation Administration are both investigating the cause of the crash, which occurred in a remote area north of Gillette, Wyoming. An NTSB spokesperson told British newspaper The Guardian that preliminary information indicated the accident took place following an autopilot issue during flight. Autumn, the only surviving member of the Nelons, and her husband were notified of the plane crash upon their arrival at their destination, Gaither Management Group said in their statement. They were brought to the hotel where artists were gathered with Bill and Gloria Gaither to pray, sing, and embrace them in their grief, the company said in their statement, pledging to support them in whatever needs arise. The management group added that Autumn and Jamie will return home for now to Kelly's brother Todd Nelon and his wife, Rhonda, to begin the hard tasks that lie ahead. Please keep them, the Kistler family, the Haney family, and the family of Melody Hodges in your prayers. Rex Nelon, Kelly's late father, founded the band in the late 70s. The group, whose lineup has changed over the decades, was nominated for a Grammy for Best Southern Gospel Album for Let the Redeemed Say So in 1991. The Nelons were also known for songs such as I Shall Not Be Moved and We Shall Wear a Robe and Crown. Autumn, the only surviving member of the Nelons, and her husband were notified of the plane crash upon their arrival at their destination, Gaither Management Group said in their statement. They were brought to the hotel where artists were gathered with Bill and Gloria Gaither to pray, sing, and embrace them in their grief, the company said in their statement, pledging to support them in whatever needs arise. The management group added that Autumn and Jamie will return home for now to Kelly's brother Todd Nelon and his wife, Rhonda, to begin the hard tasks that lie ahead. Please keep them, the Kistler family, the Haney family, and the family of Melody Hodges in your prayers. 3 members of the popular gospel music quartet the Nelons have been killed in a plane crash in Wyoming, according to multiple reports. Fox News reported that Kelly Nelon Clark, the group's co-founder Jason Clark, her husband, and her daughter Amber Nelon Kistler were among 7 who died in the crash on Friday. The site said the group's 4th member, Autumn Nelon Streetman, announced the deaths in a statement. Thank you for the prayers that have been extended to me, my husband Jamie, and our soon-to-be-born baby boy, as well as Jason's parents, Dan and Linda Clark, she said in the statement. We appreciate your continued prayers, love, and support as we navigate the coming days. Fox said that Nelon Streetman said that Amber's husband, Nathan Kistler, and assistant Melody Hodges, pilot Larry Haney, and his wife, Melissa, were the others who died in the crash. Kelly Nelon Clark, her husband, Jason Clark, and their daughter, Amber Kistler, died in the crash Friday afternoon, according to a statement by daughter Autumn Nelon Streetman, who was not on the plane that was included with the Gaither Music Group announcement. Thank you for the prayers that have been extended already to me, my husband Jamie, and our soon-to-be-born baby boy, as well as Jason's parents, Dan and Linda Clark, said Nelon Streetman, who had traveled to Seattle with her husband. We appreciate your continued prayers, love, and support as we navigate the coming days. Also killed in the crash were Kistler's husband, Nathan Kistler, and their assistant, Melody Hodges, along with the plane's pilot, Larry Haney, and his wife, Melissa. There were no survivors, according to the statement. Haney, the chairman of the Georgia Board of Corrections, was remembered by Georgia Gov. Brian Kemp in a social media post Saturday. Through a career of valued service in public safety, Larry's impact on our state will not be forgotten, Kemp wrote. Our entire family is asking everyone to join us in praying for those who have been lost, for their loved ones and communities, and for those throughout the gospel music community who have lost dear friends in this heartbreaking accident. Described by their management company as one of the best-loved gospel music families, the group was traveling to join the Gaither Homecoming Cruise to Alaska, according to the Gaither Music Group, which also sponsors the cruise featuring numerous gospel singers and groups. The ship was to leave Seattle on Saturday afternoon. The Gather statement said Nelon Streetman and her husband were notified of the deaths in Seattle and were returning to their home. The Nelons were inducted into the Gospel Music Association GMAT Hall of Fame in 2016 and were winners of 10 Gospel Music Association's Dove Awards, including multiple Song of the Year and Album of the Year awards, according to the group's official website. According to the Dove Awards website, the group's most recent win was in 2021 for Country Bluegrass Roots Recorded Song of the Year, If God Pulled Back the Curtain. The GMA and our entire music community is grieving over the tragic loss of Jason, Kelly, and Amber, as well as the others involved in the tragic plane crash, GMA President Jackie Patillo said on the organization's website. Our deepest condolences and prayers are with Autumn and the rest of the Nelon family. They will be forever cherished and remembered in the GMA Hall of Fame. The National Transportation Safety Board is investigating the accident, which involved a single-engine turboprop Pilatus PC-1247E. The aircraft is in a remote location, and once they gain access, they will begin documenting the scene, examining the aircraft, NTSB spokesperson Keith Holloway said in a statement Saturday. The aircraft will then be recovered and taken to a secure facility for further evaluation. A preliminary report is expected in about 30 days, while a final report with the probable cause of the crash could take up to 2 years to complete, Holloway added. When asked what the Nelons would be remembered most for, Peoples didn't hesitate. Their love and passion for the Lord, Peoples exclusively told Fox News Digital. Just their love for the Lord, love to minister in their concerts, and it wasn't a show or that kind of thing, but to minister to the body of Christ. Peoples noted that many members of the community weren't aware how much the Nelons gave back through ministry work. They had a lot of mission activity ministries in which they embarked on that a lot of people didn't know about per se, so their reach went far beyond just, Southern gospel music, but also to be known that they had a mission mindset, he said. Upon hearing the flight crashed in Wyoming, Peoples immediately began attempting to contact Autumn Nelon Streetman, Kelly, and Jason's pregnant daughter, who was the 4th member of the Nelons. Autumn and her husband, Jamie Streetman, traveled separately to Seattle, where the group was scheduled to meet and join the Gaither Homecoming Cruise to Alaska. My heart goes out to Autumn. I can't begin to fathom the extremity of the loss on her end, he said. 4 family members close, intimate, immediate family members, and here she's expecting the first grandchild of the family. They're really excited about that. Autumn did tell me, she goes, you know what? I know that God, sent this child at the right time, Peoples recalled. This is where we have to put our trust in the Lord. There's no way around it. I shared with our staff that a faith that cannot be tested is a faith that cannot be trusted.